Hi, my name is Joel. Ever since our first episode on the American-Mexican War, directed by, yours truly, not me, Pedro.
Yep.
I have been apprehended by the federals, the ops, 12, the police, the cops, whatever you want to call them, for unhumane things I really shouldn't talk about, but here's the evidence of what I've done. I'm not too proud of what I did. I had to serve at least like 12 weeks, not years or anything, just weeks. But I came out a new man, out the slammer, you know what I mean? Like, I came out a new man. I got secret, like, invisible tattoos on me, but it is what it is. But right now, I'm here to introduce what we're gonna talk about. Civil rights. Oh my God, we just keep going crazy with these. First we talk about Mexican American, then we're talking about women. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say it like that. Women. All right, civil rights is an important part of our country's history, whether we like it or not. Maybe our government hasn't done the greatest amount of things, maybe taking away land, putting people into slavery, seeing people like objects. But, we're in the year 2023, we somehow made it, congrats to us. But, it's still pretty bad, but, not as bad as it used to be, So the reason I say why civil rights is important is because of a certain type of thing. So, the reason I say this, so Mexicans like this could come to this school. Yeah.
What an interesting book about civil rights. But you know what I find even more interesting? The notable figures in the civil rights books, which I'm gonna pass it on to my main man, Jam. But I just got notified that Jam over here wasn't able to make it, so I'm gonna cover for the little bit that he's gone. All right, so.
What's up, y'all? I'm at the fair. I'm gonna talk about civil rights because it's far more important than my trip at the fair. So look, I'm gonna list some notable figures that I think people should know about. We got Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, James Baldwin, Rosa Parks, Spike Lee, James Baldwin, Rosa Parks, and Barack Obama. Now I'm passing to future me so we can finally get some coverage. All right, later.
Alright, what's up, y'all? So we're here at the National Decision Day for the seniors, but you know what? Seniors, bro. You know what's more important than seniors? Civil rights. So let's talk about the noble figures and what they did. Martin Luther King Jr. He fought for civil rights and for equality. He helped abolish segregation. Malcolm X fought for civil rights and for equality, but in a spicy way. He called his own audience chumps. It's pretty awesome. Skip recording. James Baldwin was a writer inspired by Malcolm X. He wrote about civil rights. I think I only learned about it once. I thought he was important. Rosa Parks, she is most famous for helping abolish segregation, especially on buses. So if you're in public transportation now, you're welcome. Spike Lee made some good movies about racism, and Barack Obama's Barack Obama. Now let me pass it to whoever's next. I don't know,
What's up, man? So, guys, thank you, Jam, for all that very important information about old civil rights activists and all that. But something that I haven't heard of yet is modern day civil rights movements, right? For example, some of those movements are Black Lives Matter, Hispanic payroll movement, and Stop the Asian Hate movement as well. Those are all modern day activist movements that happen right in today's world. So now that we talked about previous civil rights activists, let's pass it on to past me because we're gonna be interviewing modern day civil rights activist. Good morning, guys. rights activists. let's pass it on to past me because we're gonna be interviewing a modern day civil rights activist. Good morning, guys. My name is Raul, and I'm here to interview Ms. Mendigles. She teaches Mexican American history at Sunnyside, and she's also a civil rights activist who I'm going to be interviewing today for my project. And I'm going to start this interview with my first question, which is going to be, why did you decide to become a civil rights activist?
I think it happened in I remember the year it happened. It was in 2011. I was a 20-year-old college student, and at the time I was working at 7 Elementary. And I don't know if you guys were aware, but in that time period, I don't even know how old were you guys in 2011?
2011, I was like 5.
No.
Five.
Okay, so I was working at an elementary school, Somerville, and there were deportations and ICE raids happening on campus. I don't know if you guys know this, but so parents were dropping off their kids, and the Border Patrol was checking the immigration status of parents, and they have papers. So I remember I had 2 little kids who came in who were crying because their parents were detained by the Border Patrol. And it was at that moment I was like, well, shit. My heart was breaking. How can I help them? It kind of like ignited this fire inside of me to be like, well, I want to protect them. I want to help them. They're kids. They just lost their parents. Their parents got deported to Mexico. Came to find out. And it was happening around South Tucson. So using my voice was really important to me, right? To speak up for those who can't because of fear of like deportation or being attacked or whatever. And I believe in that power of like people who come together to make a difference. Right? In that moment, it was me and several people who came together to help out the children whose parents were deported. Right? And it just kept going.
Oh wow, that's I didn't know that. I never even heard of incidents like that happening in school and all that. So wow. And my second, as a civil rights activist, do you let your students know about your work? Do you let your students know that you're a civil rights activist? And if you do, what is the work that you show them?
I think, like, I don't go around saying it, but I think my work speaks for it. The moment that my students come in my classroom and just how I teach, how my classroom looks, I mean, not the darkness, but like the representation of culture and everything, they know that the space is different. And how I teach them is, I teach history, right? So I teach marginalized voices. You know, we learn about Black people in our country, we learn about Native people in our country, we learn about queer people in our country, and how they're contributors to our country, and how power works, because power is oppressive. So my students know that I stand for liberation, and I always tell them that I'm never going to stay quiet on issues that will affect you guys, because if I stay quiet, then I take the side of your person, and I'm trying to be a liberator, right? So I'll take opportunities for them to learn about things that can impact them, right? It's all about critical thinking. That's what I do with them all the time.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're always standing up for what's right, because that is what matters, and a lot of people, especially in our society, don't like to do that because they don't like to take the risk and the trouble that comes with that, But,
my first year teaching you guys, I was battling the state of Arizona. I was a first year teacher, like 23 years old, just graduated from college.
and if you don't mind me asking, what college did you go to?
I went to the U of A, and I went here. So I graduated from here in 2007, then went to the U of A 3 times around. I have 2 master's degrees, and yeah, I'm just keep going. But the point I'm trying to make was that my first year teaching you guys, Mexican American Studies was illegal in Arizona. You couldn't teach it, and if teachers taught it, you were against state law and you would lose your job. So there was a state law that said that you can't teach Mexican American Studies because you're teaching students to be racist towards white people. You're teaching students to overthrow the government. You're promoting ethnic solidarity. It's called HB 2281. This is a thing. So my first year teaching was like, I remember the state came in, ripped books out of my kids' hands because they were considered banned, they were illegal because of the state law, and I had to fight for that. So I think it's always been in me, like, my students deserve to learn that, just as much as students here at Sunnyside deserve to learn that, and I'm always going to advocate for that, you know?
And as a civil rights activist and as a teacher as well, do you feel like the school curriculum covers civil rights and the background behind that?
I That's a tricky question. I think that there are teachers on campus who will teach it like that, but the curriculum in itself is not designed like that. It's very, I don't know how to say it. They're very careful about how to teach it, you know? Because the people who promote activism or civil rights are, we're considered crazy, or we're anti-American, or we're this or that, but we're really just for the people who live here, right, and for their rights. So no, to answer your question, there isn't a curriculum that promotes it, but there are teachers who do, even here. Yeah.
And as a teacher, one of the teachers, what would you add to the curriculum, or what is the curriculum that they teach about that, right? Like, what would you add to the school curriculum so students can learn more about civil rights activities, more about, for example, you said that you teach about black people that help Native American people, right? So what would you add to the school curriculum other than for example, my history class, when I learned about civil rights activities, I only learned about Martin Luther King, right? Like Malcolm X, but I never hear about like other people. I always hear about the same people. I've been hearing about the same people since elementary. So who are, like, for example, like people or things that you would add to the curriculum that is very unheard of?
I think it's really important for us to recognize first and foremost that, like, if you're Mexican, you're Native, right? And the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of civil rights movements are rooted in a lot of indigenous groups. Like, for example, we all know about the Yaquis, right? Okay, the Yaquis in 1910, they fought the last major revolution on American soil, but it was their land, right? And the point I'm trying to make is that the reason why they were fighting was because the government was killing their people. So you talk about a group of people who are rising up to protect their people, that's civil rights activists, right? They're protecting the rights of life, liberty, and whatever the Constitution guarantees, right? And pursuit of happiness, which was being violated. So I think indigenous voices are really important. Women
First you talk about Mexican American, then we talk about women.
are super important because a lot of history is very patriarchal. So like Gloria Anzaldúa is one of them, Audre Lorde. Do you guys know about Angela Davis? She was a Black Panther.
Well, at least in my case,
Yeah, you have, so yeah, like women like that who held it down, right? And of course, it's integrating a lot of folks who are queer, transgender, because we talk about marginalized voices, and it's really important to bring up people who have been silenced for their identity. And there's a lot of scholars and authors out there, like Gloria Anzaldúa, she's a queer writer who brings in that perspective of what she had to deal with and what she fights for, right? And it's always a work in progress. Like, my curriculum's not perfect, and I'm always learning. I go to conferences over the summer, and from that I take away what I want to use for my classes, you know? It's part of teaching is that you have to be willing to learn and grow, because we have to do that for you guys, right? You can't just stay stuck in something.
And for example, have you ever had any trouble or any fears that come into you about, for example, have you had any students or peers have trouble with you being a civil rights activist? Like, say,
Yeah.
Have you had peers?
Yeah, I've had students all my years of teaching. Not this year, oddly enough, but like last year and before that, that say like I'm radical, I'm a liberal. Parents are questioning why I teach certain things, and it's cool. Like, I want them to be able to question it because.
Good.
Okay, so Raul got caught up by the IRS, but it's not like that matters because the only thing that matters right now is your final thoughts and opinions. So what do you have to say?
About this interview or about anything? About him getting caught by the IRS?
Both?
Raul needs to pay his taxes, obviously. That's what happens if people don't pay taxes. But thanks, guys, for taking time to interview me. I appreciate that.
Thank you for giving us this time.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, right? Hey, my fault. I just got the freaking light of Jesus over there, so I apologize about that. Yeah, it's been a while. We're back in my room. Dude, freaking Jesus is sponsoring this video, so yeah. So I got a baby mic here. It's my freaking chapstick. We're not sponsored, by the way, but look. So all this video, right? this entire video it's been about civil rights. So let's summarize it. So look, everything that you have right now, you probably wouldn't have it if it weren't for civil rights. Now look, if you were Mexican, hey look, it's me in a dino hat. But look, if you're Hispanic, or not just Hispanics, if you're anything but white in America, you wouldn't be watching this video right now if it weren't for civil rights. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I got another hat, but look. Now, I don't know if I need to remind y'all, but look, there's a ton of, and I mean like a ton of civil rights figures that you can look up to, whether past or present. There's a ton of them. You can go from Malcolm X to Dr. King Jr. to Rosa Parks to Cesar Chavez, or my favorite, Barack Obama. Dude, I put the Minion figure on my bed and I freaking lost it, so we're gonna have to improvise. So look, that's a summary pretty much in a very crude manner. Now, let's talk about some other things. Starting with this hat. So what I want to talk about, right? I had so much planned for this video project. So much. That month and a half that we were given was not, it never went to waste. But I guess it did, because I was never able to do it. But I had so many things planned, bro. For example, right? I wanted to get Spike Lee on here. And if you don't know who Spike Lee is, if you're watching this in class, then you definitely know who that is. But you just don't recognize the name. He's the one that made Black Klansman and Do the Right Thing. He's an activist and a movie director. I sent a DM, here's the DM, he never saw it. Boo-hoo, I guess, you know. It is what it is. We also wanted to get the mayor of Tucson in here, but she actually, contrary to popular belief, she actually responded. And then she didn't. That's why she's not here right now. It's a shame, right? Someone else, right? I had a whole skit planned. I had an entire skit planned, bro. It was like 5-10 minutes, really. It was supposed to be me and Joel as activists. He would be an activist for people with curly hair, and I'd be an activist against people with curly hair. It was gonna be really funny. We really wanted to use the auditorium, but they said, they were busy. Like every time we asked, they were busy. And when it was available, it was a very inconvenient time. So, just not much I could have done. Just gonna try and wrap things up, dude. It was actually pretty damn difficult to find an activist. They're just not very common anymore. Like it's a whole process. But thankfully we found one. And it's been smooth sailing since then. So yeah. Even with that stress, however, it was still a very fun project. I really enjoyed doing all this. I got the Mr. Beast hat, I just realized. But look, it was kind of difficult getting a team together. Having two different people join us in this team, Eugene and Raul. It was kind of difficult getting them in. Eugene was great. The difficult part was Raul. He kept on stuttering and messing up. But I understand, because I was messing up too. Me and Joe both were when our first video aired. It is what it is. You learn. So yeah, I've said everything I wanted to say, and I'm only saying that because I'm running out of hats. I had like 7 beanies. I don't know where they are. I checked my closet. I checked my drawers. All my drawers. I was just never able to find one. So it is what it is, I guess. And after all this, I would like to give a big shout out to Miss Mandinglez for letting us interview her about civil rights. Thank you, because finally some staff members willing to talk about civil rights or something political. Because look, bro, this is, look, I must say though, it's been like 4 months since I last made a video project for this class, and I must say, it feels nice to be back in my room. I got a new shelf. It's all Lego. You can see why I'm still a virgin. Civil rights are cool. No rights, no Dragon Ball. That's a callback. So yeah, I have now said pretty much everything I wanted to say. So let me pass it back to Joel just one last time before the end of the year. But before I do, I would like to
Man, y'all gonna hate for this. So look, check out these channels, right? These are our channels right here. This is Joel's, this is mine. I don't know what Joel posts, but I post gaming content, some memes, and every once and again, just like a little skit. I do plan on posting content like this on my Agile channel soon. It's gonna take a while, but soon. But with that out of the way, I would say thank you all for watching and goodbye. It's been a fun journey. So, Joel couldn't make it, unfortunately, so I'm filling in instead. It's not how I wanted it to be, but you know, here we are. So, while he's gone, I would like to reflect on the year. The year has been very crazy, to say the least. This has been by far the most difficult school year I've had. But you know what? With that difficulty came a lot of really fun experiences, such as and even pretty cool. I love reflecting on those memories every now and again. Yeah, it was a fun time. So with that being said, I'm out.